Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to today's dose of purpose, prosperity, and joy. And I'm not trying to tell you your purpose, but I hope you have one. And I hope it's more than just getting by. I hope it's more than, just getting through this day and getting to the next one. I know what that's like, and that's not a lot of fun to live that way, just hoping today's good, hoping that things go well. When there's a saying in marketing, and that is hope marketing doesn't work well. Well, we're going to do this campaign and hope it works. Some testing and study and all that works too. Well, the same applies to having a great life. A great life. Like when you have a marketing campaign, you know exactly what you want. You want people to buy your stuff. But if you have a different thought also, like many of the people I work with and coaches that I've had and people that I coach, they're living for a different reason. They're living to add good to the world. Now, yes, we have to make cash. Yes, we have to earn a living. Yes, you have to rent a house or buy a house and have cars and things. And our hearts are drawn out right now to the tremendous destruction in California and the sadness of how those things happen, and we can point fingers and blame whatever. That doesn't bring any houses back. It doesn't bring any of I guess what I saw most recently is 24 people that have lost their lives back, and who knows how many animals and how many memories and how many other things. But here's what I want to focus on today. I've been talking about that acronym, WIPOS. And WIPOS is an acronym. WIPOS or WIPOS. I'm not going to say WIPOS because it sounds like weird, but WIPOS, okay? WIPOS, W focuses on your worth. And you might think, so what? But if I run around thinking I'm worthless, I can't do much. I expect to fail. I expect to be weak and blah. That's what I expect, right? And I is identity. If I think I'm nobody and I'm nothing, I'm just a tiny cog in the wheel. Again, the way I approach stuff is, who cares what I do? It doesn't really matter anyway. But if you know in worth, if you know that you're worth $1 trillion or an infinite amount, because you're loved and created by a divine being, and you have life before this one, and then this little life, and then life after. If we know that, then we know our worth is great and our identity is divine. So that's W and I. P is possibility. And so I wrote in the little description before this, what is your possibility? When New Year comes around a couple of weeks ago, we sometimes set goals or resolutions, whether it's in January or not. My year starts October 14th. So that work and thinking and stuff was done 3 months ago. Tomorrow, I guess, is January 14th, the end of my first quarter. But I did do something here to start January. I started the adventure of 100 days, and today is day 7. Adventure of 100 days. And I'm going to chronicle in the next 93 days how this chapter of 100 days goes. And what I mean by goes, my goal is to reach 300 million people with the message of worth, identity, possibility, ownership, and sovereignty. Now, those are big words, and we'll talk about each one of them. And some of them are used a lot, some of them aren't used very much. And some of them say, yeah, like, so what? But what does it mean in practical terms? Feeding myself, creating my goals, taking care of my kids, taking care of my health. What does it actually mean? And we're going to talk about that because it actually has a ton to do with all of that. And understanding what we're talking about here can change your life. It can make you $1 million. It can get you back in shape. It can help you with your health. All of those things that are the hardcore 3D, real-world practical stuff are profoundly affected by WIPOS. Today is possibility. Have you ever thought about what you're capable of, what your possibility actually is? I know sometimes when we get all excited, we read a book or we go to a seminar or we go to a retreat, and we hear people talk and we do rituals and exercises and we pound the table maybe or virtually in our minds, we're going to do this better. We're going to become someone different. And sometimes we make changes when those things happen, and often we don't. And the reason we don't is because the spiritual energy that we feel at the time doesn't stay. And unless we create a way to make it stay, to renew our access to that motivation and energy, it just goes down the drain like yesterday's news. Because we're people and new stuff comes in and life happens and more stuff happens, et cetera, et cetera. And so, it doesn't stay. So that's going to be something we talk about too. That's not today's topic, about how to make that power stay. I want you to think right now just for a second, though. When was the last time you went somewhere? Maybe it was just in your closet to pray, but when was the last time you did something or went somewhere where you were totally stoked? You felt energized. You were up. You knew you could change the world and you were committed to doing it. When was the last time that happened? How long did it last? An hour, a day, a week, a month? Is it still with you? What have you created to make it stay? Because when you go to some event like that, the organizer of the event has planned carefully a set of conversations and events to help you get there. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's some motivational speaking. Maybe it's some introspection and some note-taking for yourself about what your possibility is. Because most of the time we live reacting to the moment, to the day-to-day crap that goes on around us. Oh, I didn't feel good this morning. Oh, I woke up with a cold. You can probably hear I'm still getting over mine. 90% gone, but I worked out for an hour. I did my exercise this morning, but singing. And boy, that was hard. I did some warm-ups and sang some songs, and woo-wee, there was some a little bit of struggle there because it's not gone yet. And that's okay. So your possibility is what we're talking about here. When was the last time you took stock of the skills you have, the gifts you have, what your life experience has taught you? The truth, since your worth is infinite, W, and your identity is a child of God, I, however you define that relationship, P, your possibility is also infinite. Now that doesn't mean, at least not for me, that I can go out and project myself to the moon today to live in a habitat for, a self-contained habitat suddenly this afternoon. I can't do that today. I don't know right now what to do to make that happen. But that isn't my goal. My goal is to love and serve everybody that I can. So right now I start by loving you. I acknowledge you as a fellow divine being. Every single person I talk to, this is so much fun. When I talk to them, I can see your divine gifts. I can see if you're full of light or if you're full of doubt. I can see if you're energized around a purpose or if you're just doing stuff to get by. Surveys show most of the time 75, 80, 90%, depends on the survey, of people don't really like their job. And that's not surprising because they're not connected to it spiritually and emotionally. They haven't decided or chosen for that to be a passion. They go do a set of activities to sell things or to keep records or to do accounting or whatever it is. You go do that set of activities. I had a job also for many years. And it wasn't a passion project. It was something I'd learned to do. I got really good at. So I got paid a lot of money, and it was never fulfilling. And in fact, it was distressing because it got in the way of stuff I really wanted to do. So I did that for a career for 30 years. And finally in 2007, I walked away from all of it and realized it was never going to change. It was never going to get any better. I had to do something drastic. So that's kind of like this phoenix here burning down. So I asked Chatty to give me a phoenix that was burned and then rising from the ashes and then the one in glory over here. Right? And so that's what it gave me. And, you can interpret it how you want. But I love the symbol of the phoenix because it is burned and then it rises again from the ashes. Well, I certainly had to do that. 2007, I walked away not knowing what my possibility was, but knowing that I was never going to get there the way I was going. Now, over the last 17 and a half years, I've become an author and a coach and put up a whole bunch of songs, 91 songs in commercial release. If you care about that, you can look on Spotify. But the possibility that drives that, which is P, I have crystallized over these years in different ways. But the way I'm thinking about it now is I'm going to reach 300 million people, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, however many shows I have to get on, however many conferences I need to speak at, however many podcasts I need to do, however many people I need to meet, however much help I need to get. I'm going to reach 300 million people because I'm driven with the purpose of loving you and helping you make the most out of yourself. Make the money you want. Create the life you want. And the reason I'm so excited about that is because I've been able to do that. And I didn't think that was possible in any universe. When I started in 2007, I didn't think I could do that. I was just escaping the mess that I'd created. And I had to start over and build and repair and get healthy and do a bunch of stuff. And what I've realized is you can have it. And when I got there, and nobody's at the top of the mountain, but when I achieved some level of success and I realized there's more and there's no limit, I got stoked because then it's exciting because I can help so many people with this. So this little acronym, WIPOS, is just another way to frame this. Your worth is infinite, your identity is divine, and your possibility is anything you can dream. Now, the truth with me and everybody else is it isn't all at once and it isn't all or nothing. Getting in shape doesn't do that. Lifting weights doesn't do that. Learning to play the piano, learning to speak, doing anything. It takes a process of growth. But you know what? You never get there if you don't start. So this is your invitation to start. I have 4 invitations for you. Number 1, if you want help getting to your ultimate life, and my words are purpose, prosperity, and joy. I don't know what yours are, but if you're not making the progress you want, reach out. That is something I've become an expert at. And my only mission is to help 300 million people figure that out for yourself so you can have it. That's the first thing. If you want some help, let's talk. Number 2, I invite you to share this invitation with others. And that way you can be part of my mission to lift and bless 300 million people. This is not about my business or anything else, selling stuff. Don't care about that. What I want is to reach 300 million people. And if you'd like to help me, I'd love to do that. So that's the second thing. Reach out to me if you want help. Share this with someone else so that they can realize their own possibility. Third, you might have a story or a growth path of your own that you're excited about. In other words, you've already been through maybe 1 or more rebirths with your phoenix, and you're on a mission also. See, part of my 300 million is to share your message. So if you've got that, I want to talk. And the fourth one is I'm going to do something special that I do once, sometimes twice a year. And that is I'm going to have a group, a workshop that's going to last several months. And the purpose of that workshop is to help you write your book and create your product. And by your, I mean the one that is in your heart. The things you've learned because you've been alive for 10, 20, 30, 40 years of conscious, intentional effort, and you've learned a bunch, and you have that feeling, and if you haven't, just what I'm talking about, I could sure help a lot of people. Well, I have discovered, and I've written 20, that writing a book is the fastest and easiest way to get what I've learned organized and be able to present it in a powerful way to serve others. And when you do that, then a natural follow-on is to create some kind of a product or service that helps people learn. That's, the follow-up to the book. Incidentally, that's how you can monetize this, make money, because the book is real. It comes right out of your life, and that's $15 or $20 or $25 or whatever you charge. But the real value is in the follow-up, both for you in terms of business and in terms of the way you can help people. Because you and I, we've both read books, and so what? What really matters is the follow-up. How do I do what I just learned in chapter 6 or 8 or 15? How do I make that real in my life? That's where your product comes in. So the whole program gets you a book done, edited, published on Amazon, Amazon bestseller, and a product created that you can use as a side hustle or a main hustle to serve those people you wish to serve from your life experience. So those are the invitations that I have. But more than that, the point of today is P, possibility. Your possibility is infinite. It's limited only by what you believe. So I invite you to dare greatly, because those who dare greatly are the only ones that succeed. We also fail greatly, so carry a big blanket of forgiveness. But let's get started. I love you. I'm here to reach 300 million people every single day. WIP. Tomorrow we'll talk about O. Woohoo! We'll see you.